It's day 32. We're at Sun Valley Animal Hospital with Dr. Barker.
And he's
Remy?
taking a look at Remy.
Okay.
Yeah.
The new owner's already named her, or did y'all name her? So several things we want to be looking for. Start with any kind of congenital abnormalities. And we're looking for a cleft palate. I don't see that very often. That's just an opening in the roof of her mouth, and she looks fine. A lot of times we'll actually try to feel for hernias to make sure she doesn't have any kind of umbilical hernia, which no big deal. More often than not, they typically go away. But if they hang around, sometimes we just fix them when they're spayed. But that's just where her umbilical cord was attached from her mother, and she feels just fine. We're going to, in a minute, pull out her flea comb and make sure she doesn't have any signs of fleas. On her brother, we didn't see any, so I doubt anybody's going to have any. Because usually if one has them, they all do.
They're spoiled rotten.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, especially at this young, tender age. And you guys, I'm sure, are handling them a lot, which is very important. I want them used to that. You know, when they're left alone and don't have much human contact, then it becomes a little bit more difficult for the next owner or so. But they're interacting with me great. So I know they've been handled and taken care of. No signs of fleas on this cutie. Normally we like to start vaccines around 6 weeks of age. But this crew is around 4.5 weeks. It's too early for us to do any kind of vaccines for various reasons. So that would be our next step, is when they're 6 weeks of age, starting those vaccines. We can check for intestinal parasites, but at this young, tender age, a lot of times if they did have parasites, they're not shedding eggs yet, and so we could get a false negative. But we've talked to Mom and Dad, and they've been doing a good deworming program. They'll continue as long as they have them to deworm them weekly. But at their first vet visit with their new owner, I'm sure that veterinarian is going to do a stool check to make sure we don't have any intestinal parasites. Probably won't, since we've been dewormed very thoroughly, but parasites aren't a big deal. If we have them, they're easily treated.
We'll probably set an appointment for the 6-week exam so that they can get their booster shots. But I don't know how many of the puppies we'll actually have. We'll invite them to bring them back. The ones that are close by can, bring them back to us, and we'll bring them to you for the booster shot.
Great. Now, when they're pretty young, a few puppies will have potentially what we call a physiological or innocent murmur, and normally that will go away as they mature. A more worrisome murmur would be something that we continue to hear over the next few months, and a new owner's vet would be someone to check with to make sure the heart is listened to, and if there's a murmur and it hangs around, then it would be a little bit more worrisome. But her brother, we heard a slight little murmur, but again, probably very innocent, and probably next time we listen it'll be gone, but she sounds good.
She's a very opinionated little puppy.
Yes, she is.
She's very independent too. When she's out on the patio, we feed them out there just to save on some of the cleanup. And she's usually one of the ones that wanders off, investigating.
How many boys, how many girls?
6 girls, 4 boys. And her Mocha's first litter we had, what was it? Goodness, 5 boys and 3 girls.
Now you have Miss Pink. She don't have a name yet, but she
Miss
is
Pink.
spoken for.
Yeah. Actually, a local celebrity is buying the puppy for his daughter.
Who's a celebrity, or is that a secret?
Well, he didn't ask me to keep it a secret. I guess I can say he's Dale Jarrett, NASCAR driver. He owns the Ford dealership right around the corner.
Well, fantastic! Dale Jarrett, how about that? How do you guys get the word out about your puppies?
Mainly the observer.
Really? Okay.
We thought about doing, a few other sites, but that usually does it. And we've also used YouTube with the videos, just not to sell them, but just to kind of document. I've been posting one video every day.
Oh yeah.
And people are loving that.
If you like the computer, Craigslist works brilliantly too,
Well, I don't know. Some people have told me that there's kind of a negative connotation with listing puppies on Craigslist.
Oh really? I wasn't aware of that.
Really?
My wife and I have sold and bought a bunch of things on Craigslist.
Yeah, I have too.
I've never looked into the puppy issue. My wife usually is a computer guru.
Somebody's actually
But a
making
negative
it out.
connotation with puppies on Craigslist, I've never heard of that.
Ivy was
She just, wow, she about got out. I'm gonna have to raise the. You'll have to take a look at the site.
Well, I'll have you write it down for me.
I sure will. But this is the first time it's kind of something new, and I haven't had people asking me for pictures this time around, which is completely different.
Oh, you're so cute.
She is adorable.
Nice big round belly.
How about this one?
Who's this?
This is Ivy.
Ivy.
Yup. Little girl.
How's Mocha doing?
She's doing great.
Yeah, she really is.